This is my new friend. He actually belongs to my newly fiance. It's her horse, but she allowed me to play with him today, so I'm gonna show him to you. This is a Thoroughbred, so a racehorse that she bought at the Finger Lakes racetrack about, when did she get him? Like 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah, I'd say November.
Yeah, November-ish. So we gave him about 2 months off for him to stay in the field. We did bring him back in his stall, so we handled him a little bit. And to make sure he loses a little bit of his race muscling, because it's very different, and then kind of get all everything out of his system, that we can start a little bit on a fresh horse. Most of the time they have a little bit, the brain is a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. They need to just kind of take a deep breath and calm down a little bit. So he seems that he's coming along nicely, like he wants to work. So we decided to put him in work. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, at this point, I feel like I have enough control of his legs and his body that I'm confident to get on. Even if I have no idea what he's going to do when I get on, at least I have some type of control of him on the ground, which is very important. If you don't have control on the ground, there is probably no point to get on, because it's not gonna get better with the rider on their back. And ask him to canter. Canter. Good. And move. And I can slow him down. Oh. Go back to the trot. Up. It's taking a little too long, so I make my circle smaller. Perfect. And canter. And move. Okay. I'm not gonna pull too much. I'm just gonna manage and make the circle smaller. Here we go. All right, 2 more. Canter. The more I do it, the more he's gonna understand that when I feel his mouth and make the circle smaller, he has to slow down. And canter. 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 Good boy. Very interesting. So it's a racehorse. So racehorses always canter on the left on the racetrack. So when we were cantering left, it was fairly easy. Oh. Okay, now that we're trying to canter right, he is having a little bit more of a harder time. And move. But that's normal. I mean, he's been trained and raced on the left lead for a long time. So cantering on the right lead is almost something new to him. All right, I'm gonna get on for the first time in the stall. So for safety, I'm gonna bring my bucket sack, because I don't want to bang water and then it scares him and all of a sudden. So I'm cleaning up that stall that is just a simple square stall. Okay, I'm gonna leave it open. All right, so we still have our friend up there that is making little jokes to him, but now that I've lunged him a fair amount, I should be able to turn him in the stall easily like that. So I'm showing him, okay, feel your left side of your mouth, turn left. Turn left. Okay. And move. All right, turn left. Walk on. Walk on. and okay. And then turn right. Turn right. Okay, so I'm just double checking that I can turn and I can slow down and I can go. Okay, so he's good. So now next up, double checking that he's not too sensitive. So this horse has been ridden before, obviously. He's been racing. So he had a rider before. I'm just double checking because safety, better safe than sorry. So I don't know him. So I'm just gonna double checking that he's not too sensitive, which he's not. Okay, the reason I'm in a stall is because if for whatever reason he gets scared and starts speeding up like a racehorse, in the stall he's not gonna go anywhere. There is walls all around him, so I'm not gonna lose control. Okay, all right, let's give it a shot. Up, point my toes in the girths. Okay, lift myself up. He doesn't move. Good boy. Pass my leg on. All right. A little bit more desensitization. All right. He doesn't care. So now I did walk in hand in the stall. So I'm going to double check that I can walk on his back in the stall. Okay. So left, turn left, okay? Feel his mouth to the left, walk up. Turn left, good boy. Just to make sure I can turn, I can woo, walk on. And turn left. Good boy. And all right, feel the right side of his mouth turn right. Good boy. All right. So with all the lunging that we did, this is a very normal thing to do, but if you get on the first day, usually they have no idea what to do for the turning. All right, so he doesn't seem to care. So I think we can safely get on in another area. So that's another thing too. A baby horse, young thoroughbred, don't bring the horse to the mounting block. Just bring the mounting block to the horse. So much easier, okay? Some of them will stand nicely, but some of them won't. And I don't think it's the time to make it a big deal. Okay, so me, I always bring the mounting block to my horse. He's standing nicely right now. He's calm. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with the mounting block too much. So if he moves, I'll stop him and I'll re-bring the mounting block to him. You see, he moved. So I'm gonna tell him to stop. Okay, up, and then I'll just move my mounting block. And keep my reins a little shorter. Hopefully he won't move this time. Very important, lift yourself up. He doesn't move, pass your leg on, okay? And then he walks off when I tell him to, huh? Well, that was pretty good. So it's gonna make a lot of sense for him, for me to do my first circle in the same area that I used for the lunging. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one circle here. So step by step, you know, you have to do things that make sense for the horse. We lunged him here, so he knows that area. If I go walking right away to the other end of the ring, which is another area, he might be a little bit more nervous, huh? So I start in the area that he's familiar with, and then I'm gonna take a little bit more space. So now maybe I'll just walk on the long side, maybe not all the way to the end of the ring. Sorry, it's cold, so I have a little cold. So alongside he's calm. So maybe not all the way to the end of the ring up. I'm just gonna cut it off halfway. He's getting a little nervous because that door is open over there, and we had a little ladder guy a little earlier, so he knows. And then I'm gonna go back to my little area that he knew from the lunging. And I can feel he's calming down already. So every time you go to a new area, it's scary for the horse. He doesn't know. This is all new to him. He doesn't know that place too much. I'm gonna do a big lap all the way to the end. So I did my full lap. We cut off the video because it was pretty uneventful, so don't want to make it too long. So now I need to change direction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of my comfy circle that he likes. I'm going to get out of it, changing direction. And I'm not going to go too far. I'm just going to go back to my comfy circle on the other side. Okay, so at this point, this is the place that he likes, where I lunged him. So I feel very comfortable now that I can get out of that circle. I'm gonna do one lap on the right at the walk. Again, work evenly on both sides. So if I did a full lap on the left, it makes sense to make a full lap on the right. You also can notice that I started on the left because I know that this is the side that he is used to. So I'm starting with the easy stuff. And it's gonna be the same for the trot and the canter. We'll probably take our first lead on the left lead because that's what he's used to. And I know from the lunging that the right lead is gonna be more difficult. So the smart thing to do, it's probably to start everything the easy way, okay? I'm just gonna wrap up that lap of walk. So I know it's a little bit boring, but it's very important to give enough time for the horses to walk around. It's not necessarily physically, it's more for their brain. They need time to take a deep breath and take it all in. So right now it's cold, so they stay in the stalls a little bit longer. Usually we have a little bit of a fresher horse. So you want to give them enough time. So I'm going to change direction again because I want to start my trot on the left. And my plan at this point, I'm not going to reinvent riding history. I'm just going to simply ask him to trot and to do about 5-ish circles. So I'm going to explain myself on this. 5-ish circle mean a full circle in my comfy circle, or if I go around the ring, then I'm going to count in my head 2 circles. So going around the ring one time, it's 2 circles. Doing a circle, it's a circle. I'm going to do about 5-ish each way because that will give me a good length of work. Not too much, but enough. So let's start the trot. Good boy. So he knows my voice, huh? So I'm starting on my comfy circle. He's a little bit quick. Okay. So he's definitely trotting a little bit faster than I want him to. So I'm gonna do a second circle and try to slow him down a little bit. Ooh. So you can see that I still have the head to the side from my lunging. This is what he was doing on the ground, so he's doing it on the saddle. He was also going a little bit quick, so he has a little bit of a bigger guy, so he has a hard time holding. He's not used to have that much weight on his back. Like these little jockeys are very, very light. I'm much heavier than that, so he's gonna have to deal with that too. Okay, so how many circles did I do? think I did 2. So I'm gonna do 1 more to confirm that he's not going too fast. Up. All right, so that's 3. I'm gonna get out of my comfy circle and see what happened. See if he goes faster, see if he spooks. So straight line. All right, he's perfect. I'm gonna keep going. Here we go. All right, getting a little nervous here. I'm gonna go back to my comfy circle. Up, he's going a little faster coming back. So I went around the ring 1 time. That's count for 2 circles, so I'm at 5. So I've done enough of the left trot. And from my comfy circle, I'm gonna change direction like the walk. And go back on my comfy circles. Change direction, up, easy. Turn right, wow. So everything makes sense to him at this point. Nothing's really that new. And you're going a little bit quick. So I'm on the right direction, slow him down a little bit. I'm also not worried about where his head is, if he's on the bit, if he's not. I just want to feel his mouth at the end of both reins, and I want a horse calm, forward and straight. So calm he is when I ask him to slow down. Forward he is naturally because he's a racehorse and he wants to go. Oh, somebody wants to call me. Okay, so a baby horse. Ooh. I'm not gonna play with my phone while moving. Sorry about that. All right, so I did 2 circles already. Let's do 1 more. So I was saying calm. Forward he is because he's a racehorse. So you see up, he wants to go when I touch his mouth. And straight, so I need to have him more straight. When he has his head to the right, he put his body to the left. I did 3 circles. I'm gonna go around the ring 1 time. That will finish up my 5s. Oh, looked at the door a little bit, thinking about going back to his friends. Classic. Ooh. Going a little faster here. He's definitely looking at that door, because he knows that's the way back to. All right, so I get a little bit of speedy move, a little spook out there. So in order to manage and keep things under control, so I keep my reins a little bit short, because if he speeds up quickly, I don't want to lose my balance. So I keep my reins short, close to the neck strap, just in case, because I can feel him getting a little bit nervous. So I'm going to change to the left, going back to my comfy circle, because I want to start the canter left. It's a racehorse. I want to start the canter on his easy side, not on his hard side. Why not? It's just easier. Up, looking at that door again. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind, that he wants to go back to his friends. So I have to be a little careful. So now where am I going to start the canter? Because it's going to be easier to control his speed. If I have a wall, I'm going to start the canter right here when I'm facing the wall, not when I'm going away, because I don't want him to canter fast. I want him to learn to canter slow. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to stay on my comfy circle. And canter, come on, canter. Oh, lost his balance. That's okay. Good boy. I stay off the saddle because it's a baby. He doesn't know how to collect. All right, this is 1. Good boy. All right, this is 2. Same thing, I'm gonna do 5-ish, so I'm gonna take the long side. Oh, All right, turn in the middle. He's going a little quicker. Good boy. And I just don't really do anything. I just manage. All right, that's 3. Ooh, he's getting a little faster. I'm going to use the circle to slow him down. That's 4. I need to do 1 more. Let's try the long side again. Good boy. Maintaining his rhythm. Good. Wow, I'm going a little faster away. Careful with my door. He likes the door. Good boy. All right, that's 5. Ooh, go back to my comfy circle. And ooh. And ooh. Good boy. All right, just to finish, we got to do that right lead and we'll be done. So same change. He's getting a little tired, so we have to wrap this up. I don't go too far this way. I don't put too much miles on him. I'll start the canter that spot, facing the wall. So I'm gonna wait until I come back and I'll stay on the circle, on my comfy circle. And canter. Ah, great, picked up the right lead. Amazing. Ah, 1 circle. A little speed up when I touch his mouse, a little harder for him to canter. I'm gonna do 1 more circle. So I have a whip in my right hand and I can feel that because he's a racehorse, the whip's been used differently to ask him to go faster. So I'm gonna use it to my advantage, but also I hide it a little bit like this because I don't want him to get scared of it. I don't want him to see it at the corner of his eye. I did 3 circles, long side. Oh, little move here. And then he got a little bit scared of me. So I manage. It's fine, no panic. So I'm gonna have to do that again. So that's 4. I'm gonna do 1 time in front of the door. And I'm gonna be a little bit more prepared because definitely wants to go. Here we go. And he's going a little quite quicker here. So I manage. I'm gonna go back to my comfy circle. And woo, talk to him. Woo, good boy. You're a very good boy. That's a very nice horse. I say he's a little speedy, but he doesn't do anything bad. Whoa. All right. Thanks for watching.